Okay. Do you have any homework to share, Vinita?
होमवर्क मीनिंग मेरा हफ्ते भर एक मैंने रियलाइज किया, वैसे कहा था मैं फेल हो जाऊंगी, ज्ञान भाव तो मेरे में बिल्कुल नहीं है, लेकिन
Hmm.
ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने नोटिस किया एक्चुअली ज्ञान भाव में मैं हमेशा ही रहती हूँ, कुछ भी हो। कुछ न, जैसे यूट्यूब भी देखती हूँ तो वही यूट्यूब देखती हूँ जो स्पिरिचुअल हो, और फिर उनको ऐसा नहीं कि केवल देखकर उनको मंथन भी करती हूँ उनके ऊपर। तो आजकल शायद आप लोगों ने भी देखा हो, जैसे एक IITN बाबा बहुत चले, महाकुंभ बहुत देख रही हूँ आजकल। तो उसमें IITN बाबा का जो पहला इंटरव्यू था ना वो बहुत बढ़िया था, और उसको देखकर मुझे बिल्कुल जैसे आई कुड कोरिलेट। ही टॉक्ड इन फॉर 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, just for half a minute he talked about the panchkoshas. Panchkoshas में when he talked, I could correlate so well with the Samkhya when he explained कि महत बुद्धि is related to your second kosha, Vijnanmay kosha. That is the Mahatya and Buddhi. Then your emotions are related to when he said something beautifully, I've forgotten. He quoted all these concepts of like Sankhya so well with the koshas that it was beautiful.
Okay, I have missed this.
So
To have
I
the
will forward it to
forward
you.
it,
Only
please.
one interview, because afterwards, whoever interviewed him, they were more going more tangent, more personal about him, because he's an IITian person turned into a barber, and he left his home. They were going more into personal angle than the Gyan level that
Correct.
he has. So his first interview was beautiful, but
ठीक
in
है, भेज.
very short, this he explained many things very nicely. I'll send this forward that to you. And so yeah, so I realized that I do keep doing in every action. In fact, I give in family gatherings also. If I've got a family gathering and I've got my own some spiritual thing, I'll give more importance to my spiritual thing than a family gathering. So that way, I realized, yeah, actually, I'm do into Gyan Yoga. It's not Gyan Bhav, and not the other way around, as I was thinking. So that was a very great observation.
You learned that you have some jnana where you thought you
Yeah,
had none.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, we had talked about different concepts in jnana. Any particular concept that you vibe more with, that you observed? If you want, I'll share the slide to remind you.
Namaste, ma'am.
Oh,
Namaste, everybody.
namaste, namaste.
You can see the Gyan Bhav ka slide.
Yeah.
Ma'am, sorry I'm interrupting. Is that Jyoti I see next to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was seeing things on the screen.
Yeah. Vinita?
Yeah, I think more on the clarity part. I do resonate more with the clarity part
Clarity with respect
and
to?
self-knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. The actual meaning and depth of clarity will dawn on you better if you go through all that is listed above.
Above. You're right. Baby steps.
Unless and until there is body awareness, there won't come steadiness, there won't come coordination, there won't be concentration, and there won't be clarity.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, yes, what you are saying also is possible for pre-beginners, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
before you actually get into Jnana Bhava. Because Jnana is possible only when you are in Dharma.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless and until we are in Dharma, the amount we are established in Dharma, proportionately, we will be established in Jnana. So, if you find that something in Jnana you're not able to do, what you need to do is to go back and work on Dharma. So you will find that the more you are dwelling in Dharma, it is making you more capable of dwelling into Jnana Bhava. So any failure over here, of course, these are the layers of Jnana. And of course, this is not complete. There are more concepts to it, but minimum this much is what is for us common people. Yes. And
Okay.
wherever we find that we are getting stuck, we are not progressing further, or we are not having the other concept, in spite of trying, or you're not having to understand what this concept is about, what it really means, not able to experience it. What is important is to go back to Dharma and see what have you not worked upon over here,
Ma'am,
or whatever you have worked upon, how you can further go deeper into it. So the moment you will find
मैम रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू करनी थी आप कर लो
I have recorded. I'm recording.
अच्छा ओके ओके ओके
So whatever has been done in Dharma, a little more you must go into it. When you
Okay.
do that, you will find you get better equipped to do Jnana. So if you are more inclined towards Jnana, your inclination towards Jnana should motivate you to practice Dharma more. You get me? So if now that you have recognized that, yes, there is more inclination in Jnana Bhava, to be able to progress in Jnana Bhava, appropriate amount of Dharma also has to be practiced.
Okay.
So,
But at the same time, I have a query on this. This week, one thing that again, which was very, I thought about quite often was that I'm lacking in Bhakti Bhav, in fact. So I was wondering, like without Bhakti Bhav, because again, Bhakti Bhav is the step to Gyan Yoga, Gyan Bhav. So without Bhakti Bhav, how is it possible to go to Gyan Yoga and how successful it will be?
When you practice enough of calming down, work upon
Okay.
faith and obedience to rules,
Okay.
work upon duty and acceptance, particularly.
Okay.
You find these are the prerequisites. These are the attitudes that will help you to experience.
Okay.
And bhakti, truly the way bhakti is supposed to be, is what we will discuss under bhakti.
Okay.
Actually, Jnana also leads to bhakti.
Okay.
Any other question?
No. So Dharma is the fulcrum. The main, you have to work on the Dharma.
Pyramid base.
And then only you can be successful there.
So without large amount of time spent in Dharma, because it's your preparedness, how ready you are, that much you will achieve. It's a readiness, no? So receptacle size increases when you are in Dharma. You're experiencing Dharma. More and more you are established in Dharma. That much more you will be able to get in touch with yourself. And that's how the Gyan Bhav will be experienced. It makes logical sense, right? Now, in this light, when you look at the concepts of Dharma, it It makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Raju, Sumati, you have anything to say?
मैम पता नहीं, ज्ञान में आई एक्सपीरियंस्ड जब भी ऐसा कुछ आंसर मिलता है एंड कुछ तो ऐसा होता है ना, तभी ऐसा आई फील, मतलब गॉड इज ग्रेट, और अपने आप ऐसा एक आंख भर जाती है मेरी। मतलब दो तीन ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स मैंने, आई गॉट सम आंसर, आई डोंट नो व्हाट वाज दैट, बट दैट टाइम आई फील हाउ बेनेवलेंट ही इज, और वो उमड़ के आता है, मतलब मैं बोला अपन उनको समझ ही नहीं पा रहे, ऐसा मुझे वो एक फील। हाँ,
By yoga techniques, we only reveal it to ourselves. इसलिए योग को सारी को सिद्धि बोलते हैं. What does सिद्धि word mean? In Sanskrit, सिद्ध वो हो सकता है जो already है. Siddha is like manifestation of the same. So unless and until it is already there in you, that jnana is there in you, but it is covered with our ignorance or with our conscious mindset that we have created, all the sanskars and vasanas that we are wearing upon us. So yoga is a process of cleaning it all. Really speaking, entire yoga, you can really call it hygiene practice. वो दिमाग का डस्टर यूं ही नहीं कहा है. ये स्लाइड हमेशा ध्यान में आनी चाहिए. If you really ask me, this is the one thing that is representative of yoga. This is the yoga activity. Anything and everything in yoga is actually this. And there are layers and layers and layers to be cleared. And the way it is clearing up, it is finally, the end result is like peeling an onion. That is another picture I must put over here. What happens at the end? You find that there is nothing here. ये जो आंसर तुमको मिल रहे हैं, ये आंसर वो अनियन पील वाले हैं. It's revealing
सही
more.
बात है.
But what is this revealing is still in the realm of Prakriti. It's in the Chitta. And yoga happens when Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So when all the onion peels have been removed. So then this has become Nirodha. Then there is nothing existing. Only when the Chitta does not exist are you really your own self. So some people may get dissuaded by the fact कि अंत में कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है, तो फिर क्यों करें? कम से कम अभी तो कांदा तो है हाथ में. है ना, कुछ तो है हाथ में, अंत में कुछ भी नहीं रहेगा. It is difficult to accept the fact that we are Purusha because we can't comprehend with this chitta. But the other way, but that realization, only when it comes, it will be. But to think of it in advance, it is scary. It is scary. Unless and so, if it is scary, what do you have to do? You have to be in Dharma. The fear is a Dharma. It means Jana की तरफ. बिल्कुल. तो धर्म में जाओ बार बार. Whenever, अभी कुंभ में डुबकी जो लगानी है वो क्यों लगानी है? कि जितना सारा आवरण ओढ़ रखा है उन सबको धो डालना है. इतनी हिम्मत चाहिए इतनी भीड़ में जाने का, इतनी ठंड में जाने का, और फिर उस पानी में उतरने का. ये सारा सब भी तो फियर ओवरकम है ना. So all that is about the experience of dharma so that you can experience jnana. But
you shared this slide also.
I have shared it.
This one you have shared. Dharma one I remember.
हाँ, धर्म आई हैव सीन, ज्ञान पता नहीं.
ज्ञान का नहीं.
हाँ,
ग्रुप में है.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन है
Hmm.
मैम. In both Jnana and Dharma, I realize that out of all these qualities that we can experience, probably one or two are much more uh, stronger, and some are not as strong. So, is this the way it is? And
Obviously,
the
on
other,
the way, step by step.
for
When you're on
example,
the way,
clarity.
obviously, everything will not be there. But the entire space of jnana, you will be able to hold when you are able to experience it not just in parts but as a whole. But parts करके वो क्या बोलते हैं स्विस चीज टेक्निक,
Yeah.
puncture holes in it. Okay, this much I have, this much I have. And when you find that the whole thing is so much punctured, you will be able to gather it together. The in between things will just break off. And this will become a unison for you.
Oh,
Then it will be the wisdom.
okay.
Till then, keep working on the parts at least. Same also with dharma. In fact, at every point that you feel that, yes, this much, this you have, but that you don't have, and you try to work on some other parts, and you find it is not easy, you go back to dharma and see where are you lacking in this. Work on that part first. You may not be able to see a one-to-one connection that if I have faith, then I will have body awareness. ऐसा नहीं होगा.
नहीं.
But something or the other over here could be blocking it. So this cleaning has to happen first. And you see, though I am saying that this is not an exhaustive list at all, there are many more concepts under each of the four bhavas than I have listed here. But at least these are a few to begin with. I repeat, these are few and only to begin with. Only to begin with. Only to begin with. This is only the beginning. और हम इसको कितना महत्व देते हैं ये अपने को मालूम है. How much we pay attention to these? पूरा कोर्स कर लिया, 2 साल करवा लिया मेरे से, लेकिन प्रैक्टिस कंटिन्यू
जब चाहे तभी.
तो फिर
प्रैक्टिस कंटिन्यू की है,
का कंटिन्यू नहीं की है. कंटिन्यू करते तो बहुत सारे सवाल उठते और बहुत सारी प्रोग्रेस हुई होती. It would have shown in the language you use, in the tone of your voice, in the way you carry yourself, the expression in your eyes, your gestures, everything would show it. ये चीजें यम तो जरूरत नहीं 24/7 करने का होता है. If you are not doing yama 24/7, you are not going to get established in dharma. It should become your habitual way of thinking. They should become the criteria for you to make any ordinary day-to-day choices and decisions. Are they influencing us in that manner? Not yet. Why? Because even after doing a whole year of awareness VCT and working upon the topmost layer, we didn't go to work on the layers underneath.
Not yet.
Yes. So unless and until we continue to do it, कोई भी जगह हो, यदि तुमने बहुत अच्छा चम करके घर को लॉक कर दिया 6 महीने के लिए या 12 महीने के लिए, बाद में खोलो क्या होएगा? कि अरे मैंने तो चकाचक किया था इसको, 12 महीने तक कोई भी अंदर नहीं आया, सब जगह से लॉक था. रहेगा साफ, चकाचक रहेगा,
धूल ही धूल.
वही बात है.
That same example actually
छोड़ दिया,
2 दिन भी छोड़ देते तो धूल आता है. It just struck me now. So same for this then.
जमा कर ली है.
From what you're saying.
कितनी सारी धूल जमा कर ली है. और सालों
Ma'am,
साल करते
also one question I have. हम लोग अगर ये काम करके, even if we get to feel this, is it permanent? These experiences of dharma and jnana, each one, like,
नो
are they permanent?
वो सांप सीढ़ी का 99 वाला सांप है. यम नियम are called the dwarpal of the moksha dwar. You can go up to samadhi also. You can reach nirvichar samadhi also. But after that also, and in that state too, if you are failing in any amount, in a tiny measure of practice of yama niyama, you will fall down like that 99 ka snake on the सांप सीढ़ी. That is why that सांप सीढ़ी is actually a spiritual game which has got diluted and come to our children's game later on. Originally,
And ma'am, the real test is when we fall down like that. थोड़ा सा ऐसे चुप कि बार बार ये तो होता है, रियलिटी है कि हम बार बार गिरते हैं, नॉट टू बिकम डिस्पॉन्डेंट कि ओ, एंड वापस फिर चढ़ना शुरू करना है. That's the
showing you
laborious thing.
still need to build up more power, more strength, more muscle. Well, how does muscle build up? By practice. There is no other way muscle will build up. मसल बिल्डअप के लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, एक्शन करना पड़ेगा. जब तक उसको सही ढंग से एक्शन नहीं लोगे तब तक मसल पावर बिल्ड नहीं होगा, तब तक धर्म में इस्टेब्लिश नहीं रहोगे. और बेस जितना ब्रॉड रहेगा, जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग रहेगा, उतना अच्छा तुम्हारा प्रोग्रेस होगा. इसलिए बार बार बेस को आके स्ट्रॉन्ग करने की जरूरत है. लाइफ हैपन्स, तो लाइफ में धर्म भाव, ज्ञान भाव, वैराग्य भाव, ऐश्वर्य भाव, सारे भाव करीब करीब एक साथ हम एक्सपीरियंस करते रहते हैं, लेकिन वी डोंट गेट एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन इट. वी आर नॉट एबल टू डू दैट कॉन्शियसली. कॉन्शियसली उतना ही होगा जितना तुम कॉन्शियसली धर्म करोगे. फेथ कहो तो यू हैव फेथ. रात को सो जाते हो, देयर इज फेथ दैट यू विल वेक अप इन द मॉर्निंग. नो, अलार्म लगा के सोते हो ना, ये सुबह की तैयारी करके सोते हो, है ना. ये नहीं कि हम सो गए यानी मर गए. वी आर नॉट गिविंग अप ऑन आवरसेल्व्स. फेथ हर एक में उतना तो होता ही है. सो देयर इज नो एब्सेंस ऑफ इट. एक्सेप्टेंस. बच्चा पैदा होता है, माँ उसको बता देती है ये तेरा बाप है, बच्चा एक्सेप्ट करता है ना. There's a lot of acceptance and we don't even think twice about it. हमारे को बता दिया गया कि ये हमारा रेजिडेंस है, हाँ, ये हमारा घर है. हम प्रूफ मांगते हैं क्या? दिखाओ कहाँ मेरा नाम है इधर इस घर में. वो नहीं होता है ना. एक्सेप्टेंस है. हाँ, बस स्टॉप
सुबह
पे
उठ के चाय पीना है,
कोई भी लाइन में नहीं खड़ा है, लेकिन फिर भी एक्सेप्टेंस है कि हाँ भाई ये लोग सारे लाइन में हैं, ये हमारे आगे हैं. नहीं होता है. बहुत सारा एक्सेप्टेंस है हमारे में, लेकिन ये डिफॉल्ट है. ये बाय एंड बाय फॉर अवर सर्वाइवल वी हैव काइंड ऑफ लर्न टू गो विद इट. बट दैट्स नॉट योगा. योगा विल बी when you will consciously accept beyond this ordinary life and do away with rigidities in the mind, those things that you have carried with yourself as sanskaras. जब तक वो संस्कारों का भेदन करना नहीं शुरू करोगे तब तक योग नहीं शुरू हुआ, तब तक तुम धर्म में स्टैब्लिश नहीं होगे. तो वो जो सटल चीजें हैं, इसलिए yoga and things like this are not for those who are struggling for roti kapda makan. It's not that they cannot do, but at the same time their ability to do is much less,
diminished.
yes. the effort that they will require is extremely high. तो इधर बार बार आते रहना है. ड्यूटी कहने को हम हमारी रेगुलर ड्यूटी करते ही हैं, but do we really follow how much of the hierarchy of duty?
My goodness.
तो जल्दी से अटेंड करके दूसरी ड्यूटीज के लिए तैयार करते हैं क्या? Sometimes not, many times not. And दूसरी ड्यूटी में भी it gets restricted to me and mine. And our mind, actually, right up to the end of hierarchy of duty, when we talk of universe and beyond, it is all mind. But हमारा mind कहाँ तक है? Just our immediate blood relation.
Our body, real में देखा जाए तो.
Literally, blood body का related है. Blood is not there in the
हाँ.
end.
हाँ.
So just that blood relation तक. या एट द मोस्ट जिन लोगों से हमारा काम पड़ता है, डे टू डे हमारे को उनसे मतलब है, अपने मतलब की दोस्ती होती है.
Whom the mind has decided that these are my people.
Arrow itself, like the blinkers it is wearing. It is not progressing. It is not allowing itself to be open. कि इतना मेरे को संभालने को आता है, इससे ज्यादा पसारा नहीं करना है. Really speaking, it is capable of much more. But we do not want to get into that. इसलिए धर्म के ऊपर जितना ध्यान दोगे उतना ही तुम आगे प्रोग्रेस करोगे. और ये बात यदि तुम समझने लग जाओगे, अपने आप तुम्हारे को मालूम पड़ेगा, क्योंकि these are the things we have learned to value a little bit. योगा भी बोलो तो we don't think about these. तुमने इतना भले कोर्स भी कर लिया है तो भी तुम्हारे को ये मगज में नहीं आता है. योगा बोलो तो यही ध्यान में आता है.
हाँ, कभी आता है ना मैम, जब कन्वीनियंट हो तभी आता है.
हाँ, तो यानी कॉन्शियसली नहीं आ रहा है ना.
When already if one is balanced, then okay, then it is almost like वो अगर करेंगे तो ये बैलेंस बना रहेगा ऐसे. But in times of imbalance, when it will actually, now I see that from what you're saying, that in times of imbalance, थोड़ा सा उसको एक ऐसे करके भी देखेंगे तो वो एक्चुअली बैलेंस लाएगा. बट वो इम्बैलेंस के टाइम पे वो मन जाता नहीं है उसमें वो करने को, यम नियम करने को. I just realized this now when you're speaking. Ma'am, what a coincidence that you should read that duty from the Dharma wala slide and see who's sitting next to you. Hi, Jyoti. 2016, we headed the satsang on duty together, ma'am. Me and Jyoti.
Clarity and self-knowledge. Clarity of this, it's about self-knowledge.
In fact, all of this is about self only. Talk of body awareness, steadiness, coordination, concentration, clarity, self-knowledge, asana, pranayam. Everything is about self.
And you said the sequence of asana, is this
हाँ.
the concept?
हाँ, वो तो है ही.
This is last, right?
Yeah, actually, Gyan finally should mean self-knowledge, right? So that will last. But at the same time, stages hote hain na. Self-knowledge will begin with whatever you consider as yourself. A lot of people will consider themselves not as this body also, but as mother, or as son, or as, CEO. So, what is it that you identify yourself as self? हमको वो भी नहीं मालूम है. हम theoretical answer देते हैं उसका भी. Like biodata जब हम लिखते हैं, we are writing about what we know of ourselves. But that's not the self yoga is talking about. When we are talking of self over here, is beyond all that which is unchangeful in all these roles. तुम माँ हो, बेटी हो, बहन हो, ऑफिस पर हो या सेल्स में हो, क्या कर रहे हो, whatever you are doing, there is one who is the same. in all this. That self, when we are able to connect with, that is self-knowledge. And to reach that, there will be so much of clarity you will require. You will have to be clear that this is only the role I am doing. This is only the role I am doing. And I am doing. So I am that I. हालांकि वो I भी real I नहीं है. But at least उस I तक तो पहुंचो. तब वहां पर जाके फिर जब हम वापस यम नियम करेंगे उस I के लेवल पे, वो एक अलग एक्सपीरियंस होगा.
And what is coordination?
Coordination, to begin with, is body-mind coordination.
Okay.
As children, we are all asked to learn to take notes. What do you need to do in taking notes? You have to listen to your teacher. So
Yeah.
your head has to process what you have heard, and it has to convert it into the words which will come to your hands, and your fingers have to move so as to be able to write those words down. So from the head to the hand, very often the hand is not able to write down at that pace, and it modifies it or leaves it incomplete. It gets stuck with some spelling, and it remains in that way. So that coordination, a simple coordination that we teach to begin with, is a fun way. Pull your ear and stick your tongue out. And leave it and pull it in. See if you can coordinate that. Another coordination is doing the aarti, ringing the bell with one hand and turning the diya with another. That also requires coordination. So simple body to body coordination nahi hota hai. So we have to be, well, actually speaking, the real thing over there is harmony and synchronization. Like an orchestra. Orchestra is one of the best example of coordination in the outside world. But that orchestra has to happen inside us.
Yeah.
Our coordination between the breathing, the blood flow, the energy levels, and all that. There is so much of coordination needed in this changeful aspect of us. And only when these coordinations are there, established, can you overcome them. Then you don't have to bother about them. And then you rise above them to be able to concentrate. Coordination is needed to sit properly in Sukhasana also. And then if you have to do Padmasana and any of the other more higher meditative asana where the meditation is easier, then can you start concentrating? If you're fidgeting in your chair, definitely your concentration is poor. So therefore, coordination. Coordination between different parts of the body, different functions of the body and mind, and then between your thoughts and your response. Whatever you think, are you speaking? कि नहीं, tongue of the slip. उसमें भी tongue of the slip होता है. Slip of the tongue भी नहीं होता है. Right? So what you have thought and what you have spoken are disintegrated. They have to coordinate. So coordination has also many shades. Therefore, as I say, that this is not an exhaustive list at all. Each word you ask me, there is a long rope to it.
Mind, that means thought, speech, and action.
Yes,
Right?
integration of thought, speech, action. And now I will add feeling also. Because earlier, thought, feeling was considered one. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita also talks only of three karnas. Three upkarnas, sorry. Thought, speech, action. But there, in thought, the feeling is integrated. It was assumed that in Kali Yuga also, probably, man will think